really good question, because I think with NLP, you get a percentage of people who are there to learn NLP at practitioner level, to use what they've learned. And I would say, on a typical NLP practitioner course, you actually get less people like that than you do people who are just curious. NLP's touched their life in some way, either just from an intro day, or from one member of their family, or as me, somebody I knew at the cricket club. And they're just curious. And what you tend to find is the NLP Practitioner Week really is a personal development journey. And you leave that week a different person. And then you can't help but use it. It's impossible not to. You might not think you're using it, but the language of NLP, which to begin with was the thing I was least kind of in love with, stays with you for the rest of your life. I mean, one of our clients has got a T-shirt, what specifically? And he genuinely has got a T-shirt. And because that's such a great question. And so you really learn some deep language skills, linguistic skills that will stay with you for the rest of your life. So it's impossible not to use it. How many people go out and start using parts integration as a tool and some of the therapeutics? I would say probably 30%, 20, 30%. But the key thing is you can't not use it, because it affects how you feel, how you view the world, and your influencing skills for the rest of your life.
I absolutely agree with that, in the sense that the using the actual techniques that we train throughout the week, less so, because of course you've got to use them in the right place at the right time, and that doesn't happen every day of your life. You don't wake up in the morning and think, I need to do a parts integration to find out what I want for breakfast. It's just not the way it happens. But certainly, and I 100% agree with Bevis in the sense that you come off the course looking for opportunities to use it, and after a while that fades, and that's perhaps the best time when it's faded, because then you start using it naturally because it's there. You question, actually, why am I feeling this way, and you have an opportunity to explore that. Something happens to you and you have an opportunity to react in a certain way because you've been through that week where actually we've encouraged you to think that way, and you're understanding that the way I think is as a result of what's going on up here, and therefore the way I feel. That gets used. My assumption would be, because we've not asked a specific question, probably 100% of the time of the people who've been on our course, consciously or otherwise, that people just think in a different way, because that's what we're introducing throughout the week, is encouraging people, if you think the way you've always thought, then you're going to get the same results. If you think in a slightly different way, who knows what's going to happen. And that's one of the biggest learnings for me that I had on my practitioner course, even when Bevis taught it to me on the first time I came on the course. But certainly, as I see and keep in contact with the students that we have on the courses, that to me is the biggest thing, and the thing that gets shared on the WhatsApp group, that they've come up against a situation where normally they would have done this, and they can't wait to then share with everybody, but now I've done something different, and that's the exciting bit.
Yeah, every single person who comes on a course will have a moment like that after the course, where an old trigger comes along where you would have reacted in a certain way, and then you just find yourself reacting differently. You ask a different question with your partner, or you just, something that would have really wound you up just doesn't bother you anymore. And often it is people find themselves saying things and they think, crikey, where's that come from? And they only notice it on reflection. So everybody who goes on the course will definitely have that experience of post the course just reacting differently to something that would perhaps have bothered them, or they'd have just run an old strategy. Albert Einstein's old quote, isn't it? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll get what you always get. And what people know is post the course is all of a sudden they start changing how they react to situations, and that's obviously a good thing to do.